Hey guys, so today I have a very important discussion topic that we have not talked about yet. Today we're going to talk about my top 10 favorite fictional couples. I am not just limiting this to books, I am also doing TV and movies. When I ship a couple, I ship it hardcore. I'm serious. I've probably read fan fiction about all of these couples. If I don't name one of the couples you love, give me like suggestions of couples you love, of like TV shows or movies or books you think have a really, really great romance, because I want to read and watch more romance. They're in no particular order because I absolutely could not choose an order if I tried. My first couple is Luke and Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. Now, all of my best friends constantly ask me, Casey, who's your favorite boyfriend Rory dates? And I'm like, I love Rory's boyfriends, but really guys, Luke is the only man in my life. Number 2 is one of my very favorites, and probably not enough people know about them, and that is Ned and Chuck from Pushing Daisies. So, this is not a spoiler, it's in the synopsis, but anyway, Ned has a special power where he can touch dead people and bring them back to life. And his childhood sweetheart, Chuck, or Charlotte, they call her Chuck, dies, and he brings her back to life, but the only stipulation is he cannot touch her. If he touches her, she will die again. The best setup for a romance ever. So they can't touch, it's beautifully tragic, but they kiss like through plastic wrap and find other crazy things to do, and it's freaking adorable. It's the weirdest show ever, but it's like it's my like second favorite TV show in the whole world. So if you haven't watched it and you want like a whimsical fairy tale romance, that's your couple. Okay, I'm going to say number 3 is Lizzie and Darcy from the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. The Lizzie Bennet Diaries is based off of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, so Elizabeth and Darcy are a couple in that book as well, and they are wonderful in that book, obviously. It's one of the best romance books of all time, and it's a great book, but I'm currently talking about the Lizzie Bennet Diaries because I just rewatched that for like the 3rd time. I love it so much. And oh my gosh, episode 98. 2 of my best friends and I were in public when that episode aired, and we all watched it in public thinking nothing of it, and then something happened and we all screamed bloody murder. People were staring at us, and we weren't trying to be obnoxious, we were just that invested in this couple. Don't go watch episode 98 though without watching the whole thing. You have to earn that episode. You have to get there. You have to watch 98 episodes to get there, okay? Number 4 is Kath and Levi from Fangirl. I attribute the amazingness of this couple to Rainbow Rowell. That woman can write a romance like no other. As Kath fell in love, I fell in love. Rainbow Rowell does that. I don't know how she does it. She's so great at romance. I still haven't read Carry On. I'm sure it's great. Number 5 is Elphaba and Fiyero from the book Wicked, or the musical Wicked. Like I've said before, the book Wicked isn't my favorite. There are things I love about it, but there are also things I hate about it, so I'm kind of wishy-washy on this book. But I mainly mean the musical. Most people might think my favorite scene with them is As Long As You're Mine, but no, my favorite scene is the Lion Cub scene. When they hold hands, and I have read some freaking incredible fanfiction about these two. People write some good Wicked fanfiction. If anyone is interested, which I'm sure none of you are, I'm sure you're all like, Casey, why? But okay, there's this girl. Her username is Vinkin Wildflower Queen. I'm gonna link her below. Her fanfiction of Elphaba and Fiyero. I just went into such nerdy territory. I didn't mean to go that far. I read Wicked fanfiction. Who am I? Please don't judge me. Number 6 is Snow and Charming from Once Upon a Time. Okay, so Once Upon a Time has been on for like 5 seasons now, and I hate to say it, but to me personally, Snow and Charming have kind of gotten a little stale. But, let me tell ya, season 1 and 2, but mainly season 1, I was obsessed with Snow and Charming. And it was also when Jennifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas, the actors who play those parts, were starting to date, and I was into it. There was this episode about their romance called 7:15 a.m. If you're a fan, you might know the episode. But before the episode came on, like that week, there was like a trailer for it, and I watched that trailer like 30 times, and it had the song like I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. Is that a Jason Mraz song? Anyway, it had that song, and maybe you can still find it on YouTube. I watched it so many times. I was obnoxious. I love them a lot. Number 7 is basically every couple from the Lunar Chronicles series. Now, this is kind of controversial. Most people's favorite couple is Cress and Thorne, which I love dearly, but I'm gonna be like really bland and say my favorite couple is Cinder and Kai. I just love them. They stole my heart from the first book and I loved them. I was rooting for it. Don't know about you guys. I was into it. 8 is super random, but it is Rose and Eddie from the movie Dogfight. So Eddie is a Marine and he and his friends the night before they go off to war all throw this party called a dogfight where they all put money in a pot. They all see who can find the ugliest girl to bring to the party and whoever does wins all the money. Eddie, in a last minute attempt, finds this awkward girl named Rose, takes her to the party. Obviously, you can see where that's going. A lot of people would say they like this romance because it's about, like, seeing beyond appearances and stuff. And, like, yes, that's true, but it's so much deeper than that. I liked it because it took these two characters who are complete and polar opposites from each other, who would never have met otherwise, who would never have hung out otherwise, and put them together, and they both learned so much about the world through each other's eyes and just through knowing each other. Their romance is really adorable. The last like 5 minutes of that movie is one of the most romantic scenes I've ever seen. It's beautiful. Number 9 is Anastasia and Dimitri from the animated movie Anastasia. Now I know this is animated, but guys, this romance is so good. The witty banter is adorable. They go through so much together, they go on such a long journey together and really fall in love very slowly, and I love it. And number 10, my last favorite couple, one of my very faves, is Willow and Oz from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They were in high school when they dated, and a little bit of college, but mainly high school, and their relationship was so like innocent and pure, and like new puppy lovey kind of, but at the same time it was so real and genuine. Like it was true love even though they were in high school, like you knew it was. And they definitely had their problems, but for the most part it was a really just respectful and sweet relationship and I loved it. So that was my top 10 favorite couples. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you swooned a little bit.